We plan to deploy Cybercab as the primary vehicle in our Robotaxi fleet. It eliminates the need for a steering wheel, pedals, and traditional controls, freeing up cabin space and ultimately reducing weight and operational costs, Tesla declared. At the same time, the company officially unveiled a major manufacturing breakthrough using reaction injection molding, RIM, to eliminate the traditional paint shop and reduce body panel production time from hours to just minutes. With more than 100 Cybercabs reportedly already built at Giga Texas, Tesla appears ready for mass production. Yet not a single Cybercab has been delivered, as large-scale deployment is still waiting for Tesla V15, expected in late 2026 or early 2027. So what is the real reason the Cybercab is still being delayed? By replacing traditional stamped steel body panels with ultra-lightweight reaction injection molding composite panels, Tesla has effectively eliminated two of the most expensive parts of automobile manufacturing, the paint shop and the massive stamping operation. Together, these facilities typically require billions of dollars in capital investment and can occupy up to 50% of the floor space in a conventional automotive factory. From an engineering perspective, Tesla's RIM process works by mixing two or more reactive liquid components, typically a polyol and an isocyanate, before injecting them into a low-pressure mold. The chemical reaction takes place inside the mold, allowing the material to cure rapidly and produce a finished body panel in just minutes. This replaces the traditional sequence of steel stamping, welding, corrosion treatment, and painting, dramatically simplifying the manufacturing process. The most significant innovation is Tesla's in-mold pigmentation process. Instead of painting the body after molding, UV-resistant color pigments are blended directly into the liquid composite before injection. When the molding cycle is complete, the body panel emerges with a uniform, high-quality finish built into the material itself. This approach eliminates the need for paint booths and high-temperature curing ovens, reduces greenhouse gas emissions by approximately 35% for these components, removes paint-related volatile organic compound emissions, and saves millions of gallons of water each year. Combined with Tesla's next-generation drivetrain, which is designed to eliminate the use of rare earth materials, these manufacturing innovations create an entirely new cost structure. By reducing dependence on expensive raw materials while simplifying production, Tesla is positioning the Cybercab for high-volume manufacturing at dramatically lower costs, an essential step toward making millions of low-cost robotaxis economically viable. However, solving manufacturing is only one half of the equation. A vehicle can be produced in large numbers only if it can also be legally and safely deployed. That is where Tesla faces its biggest challenge. At Giga Texas, more than 100 Cybercabs have reportedly already rolled off the production line, yet commercial deliveries and large-scale deployment remain at zero. The reason is both simple and controversial. Cybercab was engineered exclusively as an SAE Level 4 autonomous robotaxi with no steering wheel, no pedals, and no conventional driver controls. As a result, the vehicle cannot be sold or operated at scale until Tesla proves that its full self-driving system is capable of handling every driving scenario without human intervention. But how do you sell a wheelless vehicle to individual consumers when unsupervised autonomy is still a legal and practical impossibility? You can't. Tesla has mastered the manufacturing curve, maintaining continuous mass production since April, but it has run headfirst into a brutal wall. The true bottleneck of this entire project is not factory throughput or manufacturing efficiency, it is the severe, dragging developmental lag of the full self-driving software. This technological stagnation is starkly evident on the asphalt. A year after the highly publicized Robotaxi launch in Austin, the active fleet size remains remarkably minuscule, with city officials estimating that only about 50 vehicles are operational. Even worse, an even smaller fraction of those run with true, unsupervised autonomy. Tesla has aggressively expanded its testing map to Dallas, Houston, and parts of Miami, but does drawing new lines on a map actually solve underlying software vulnerabilities? Not at all. Elon Musk openly admitted to investors during the Q1 earnings call that the ultimate limiting factor is not production capacity, but the exhausting, meticulous process of safety validation. Consequently, the grand plan for large-scale deployment is completely frozen, forcing the entire program to wait for the highly anticipated FSD version 15, a software update not expected to debut until late 2026 or early 2027. This strategic delay exposes the ultimate gamble of Tesla's autonomous philosophy. Tesla knows how to build cars at breakneck speed, but what good is a rapidly growing fleet of physical vehicles if they lack the brainpower to operate? Without a reliable software brain that can safely navigate complex urban environments without a human safety driver, each new vehicle merely adds specialized hardware to a growing inventory backlog. If the software fails to achieve absolute stability, these cars represent nothing more than a highly volatile, capital-intensive bet on future AI capabilities. Furthermore, the Cybercab serves as a profound case study for the systemic risks facing the entire autonomous vehicle industry. Traditional advanced driver assistance systems are already heavily constrained by unpredictable weather, faded lane markings, connectivity drops, and massive unresolved questions regarding legal liability. Stripping the steering wheel entirely demands an unprecedented regulatory framework that governments are simply not ready to provide. Compared to Chinese competitors who rely on a diverse suite of expensive LiDAR sensors and cautious geo-fenced strategies, Tesla is placing an all-or-nothing bet on an affordable vision-only camera setup and a singular massive leap in neural network software. Will this sheer reliance on pure vision pay off, or has Musk fundamentally miscalculated the chaos of real-world traffic? To bridge this massive capability gap and force true Level 4 autonomy into existence, Tesla is going all out to ensure its Robotaxi possesses the absolute best processing power available. While the public has focused entirely on the barren wheel-less interior, critical technical specifications reveal that Tesla has quietly and significantly overhauled the vehicle's onboard computing power, heavily upgrading its processing capabilities compared to standard consumer models like the Model 3 and Model Y. These mass-produced Cybercabs are equipped with a significantly more powerful version of Tesla's FSD computer, designed specifically to smash systemic memory bottlenecks by drastically increasing the integrated RAM capacity. The core architectural change lies within this onboard memory structure, which boasts substantially more RAM than the standard hardware systems currently powering Tesla's retail fleet. To put this memory upgrade into perspective, each standard AI4 chip used by Tesla is paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And since a standard FSD computer contains 2 of these chips, the total effective capacity of consumer vehicles tops out at 32 gigabytes. The computer inside the Cybercab comfortably exceeds this 32 gigabyte threshold. But what exact silicon is driving this beast? It remains unclear whether these early production Cybercabs are utilizing a pre-production version of the upcoming AI4 Plus chip, announced during the Q1 earnings call earlier this spring, or if the engineering team has simply packaged 2 existing AI4 boards into a singular high-performance configuration. There even remains a slim possibility that this is an early iteration of the next-generation AI5 chip, though that specific processor is technically not scheduled for mass manufacturing until 2027. Regardless of the exact setup, pre-installing this high-capacity hardware ensures the fleet can handle next-generation AI models for years to come. This aggressive expansion of RAM capacity is absolutely vital because it directly dictates the scale and complexity of the artificial intelligence models the vehicle can execute. As Tesla continuously refines its FSD software and transitions toward end-to-end neural networks, the underlying neural pathways grow exponentially larger, causing development teams to repeatedly collide with severe memory bottlenecks on current consumer vehicles. By supplying the Cybercab with a massive surplus of memory, potentially reaching up to 64 gigabytes of RAM if it indeed utilizes the AI4 Plus architecture, which doubles the capacity of standard AI4, Tesla provides the localized computational headroom required to run high-parameter AI models seamlessly and without latency. Ultimately, the Cybercab will only transition from a high-tech experiment into a legitimate commercial product when Tesla proves it can master the legal and ethical responsibility of a driverless ride, rather than just proving it can build hardware quickly. Until that software breakthrough is validated by regulators and deployed via FSD version 15, the Cybercab cannot function as a real car. For now, it remains a highly advanced, incredibly expensive collection of stationary hardware, literally a fleet of futuristic wheels waiting indefinitely for its AI brain to catch up. While full self-driving remains the primary obstacle to commercial deployment, Tesla's latest impact report reveals that the Cybercab is already designed around an entirely different economic model. Rather than positioning it as another passenger vehicle, Tesla presents the Cybercab as the foundation of its future autonomous robotaxi network, where manufacturing efficiency, operating costs, and vehicle utilization matter far more than traditional automotive performance. One of the report's most striking targets is an efficiency of at least 6.1 miles per kilowatt-hour, equivalent to roughly 165 watt-hours per mile. For comparison, the Model 3 long range typically achieves around 4.0 to 4.5 miles per kilowatt-hour in real-world driving. If Tesla reaches its target, the Cybercab would improve energy efficiency by roughly 35 to 50%, dramatically lowering charging costs for a vehicle expected to operate almost continuously as part of a commercial fleet. Much of this advantage comes from the Cybercab's purpose-built architecture. By eliminating the steering wheel, pedals, and other driver controls, Tesla simplifies the vehicle while reducing unnecessary weight and mechanical complexity. EPA certification documents list the Cybercab at approximately 3,113 pounds, nearly 750 pounds lighter than a Model 3, despite carrying dedicated onboard AI computing hardware. Fewer mechanical components also mean fewer potential failure points, lower maintenance costs, and higher fleet availability, critical factors for maximizing robotaxi profitability. Tesla combines this lightweight platform with a newly developed front-wheel drive permanent magnet motor while also reducing dependence on rare earth materials. Together with its simplified manufacturing process, the company is creating a vehicle optimized not only for lower production costs but also for an exceptionally low operating cost per mile, making large-scale robotaxi deployment economically attractive. The environmental benefits extend beyond manufacturing. Tesla argues that the Cybercab could significantly reduce lifetime greenhouse gas emissions because a robotaxi spends far more time transporting passengers than sitting parked. Higher vehicle utilization means more trips completed by a single EV, while its lower energy consumption further reduces emissions per mile, even in regions where electricity generation still relies partly on fossil fuels. By presenting these figures in its official impact report instead of a marketing campaign, Tesla is sending a clear message to investors, regulators, and future fleet operators. The Cybercab is intended to be a commercially viable transportation platform, not simply another electric vehicle. However, one crucial question remains unanswered. Can the Cybercab actually maintain its projected 6.1 miles per kilowatt-hour efficiency under real-world commercial conditions, with constant air conditioning, changing passenger loads, and dense urban traffic? Alongside the readiness of FSD, the answer to that question will ultimately determine whether the Cybercab becomes the economic foundation of Tesla's robotaxi network or remains an ambitious engineering concept.